Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the fifth grade concept of adding and subtracting fractions with models. This is standard 5.3H in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 3 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we've got two models. They each represent the fraction of all cookies sold at a bake sale. All right, and so we've got some that are vanilla, some that are chocolate, and we need to find the difference. All right, so what difference does is difference lets us know that we are going to subtract because we are comparing two quantities. So let's subtract chocolate cookies and the fraction of vanilla cookies. All right, that makes sense. So for chocolate, I've got 1, 2 out of 3, so 2/3. And for here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 2, 8. So really, it looks, even though they're cut into different fractions and they're kind of, the orientation is slightly different. The eighths look different than thirds. You can tell that the 2/3 is more. And so this is what we're looking for. 2/3 minus 2/8. Now, we can do this with the pictures. We could do this without pictures. First rule of thumb is when we're adding or subtracting fractions, if the denominators aren't the same, then we can't subtract or we can't add, right? You can't just go straight across when you add or subtract. You can when you multiply or divide. And so we need to find a denominator that we can change both of these into. So let's list out our 3's. Let's list out our 8's. All right, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. This is why learning your multiples is going to be so important. There's nothing that matches yet, but my 3's are way behind. I'm going to keep going on my 3's, and hopefully you already thought, hey, I could just multiply 3 times 8, and you're going to get there. All right, so what we want to do is we want to cut each of these into 24ths. Now, doing that with this picture is going to be pretty difficult. We could easily do it uh, with the chocolate, right? So what I could do is I have these thirds. I need to cut them into 8 pieces, right? So I could kind of do it like this. I'm going to cut it in half, cut each half in half. Now I've got fourths. And if I cut each fourth in half, I've got 24ths. So if I look at this, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 16. So 16 out of 24th. So this is what we're doing here. 2/3 equals 16 24ths. Now, that's going to be helpful, but getting these 2/8, I need to cut each of those 8s into thirds, and it's just in a really weird spot. So what I want to do is, if we want, we can try to cut these into thirds, but it's just going to be a little bit strange. So we do have these triangles on each of these. And I'm wondering, is there any way for us to cut these triangles into thirds in an easy way? Or, I'm sure there is some way, but you know what? Sometimes it's better just to kind of recreate. Let's do this. Let's get eighths, but let's make the eighths a little bit easier to use. There we go. There's my eighths and how many eighths. That represents the same thing, 2/8. Okay? Now, let's cut my eighths into 24ths. So I need to take each of these eighths and cut them into thirds. So I'm just going to cut each of these columns into thirds. And now what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24ths. So now I've got it like here. And really what I did is I just took my 2/3, multiplied it by 8s. And I took my 2/8, multiplied it by thirds to get my 6/24ths. So if we subtract these two, what are we going to get? We're going to get 10 over 24. But now we need to simplify. Let's divide those by 2, and you're going to get 5/12ths. And so our answer here is C.